Hello everybody, I welcome you all to today's video. Today we are going to answer a very interesting question, right? So Msc Microbiology versus Msc Bioinformatics, which is better and why? Wait a minute, why don't you guys also tell me in the comment section which do you think is better? And I will tell you my opinion in the end of this video. I'm Dr. Vaishali, academic specialist at Biotechnica. And Biotechnica is a space where we guide you in anything and everything regarding your bioscience career. Come, let's explore the video. So first, let's start with the field of microbiology itself, right? So we all know that, we were hit by pandemic and the virus that is SARS-CoV-2, right? So this virus was the reason for this particular pandemic, and yes, only a microbiologist or a virologist specialist in this particular field was able to help us in taming this virus, right? So we know that how important in today's world are microbiologists. So although this particular pandemic is a very recent thing, but microbiology dates back to 1674 when Antony van Leeuwenhoek saw the microbes or observed the microbes in a glass of water with his glass lens, right? So it dates back way back to 1674. Now, what are the different applications of microbiology? So we already saw that it causes a lot of diseases, not just viruses, but also bacteria, fungi, parasites. So all of these are related to diseases, whether in human or in animals. So yes, study of microbiology is definitely important in case of diseases. Second is in the case of food production, right? So say for example, you have to test the quality of the food, right, or the safety of the food. So in such cases, microbiology or microbes are very important. Also, if you have to add preservatives or if you have to add any enzymes to your food, packaging or even delivery. So for all of these cases as well, microbiology comes into great picture. The third is environmental science. For example, say waste management. Especially in the case of water waste treatment, right? You know that we use microbes in the case of water waste treatment, and also for pollution control or for biofuel production. So for all of these cases as well, study of microbes is very important. The next is the medicine as well as basic research. So basic research is what is the fundamental research that is necessary for any applied research to carry on. So that is the importance of basic research upon which every other research is built. Now, next, what are the different types of microbiologists, right, that we are going to see? First is a bacteriologist. So as the name suggests, these microbiologists, they are going to be expert in the field of bacteria. So they're going to know about what is the distribution, what is the metabolism, and what is the growth rate of these bacteria. Second is virologists, right? So these microbiologists, they are going to be specialist or an expert in viruses. The third is fungi, that is the mycologists, that is the ones who are going to be experts especially in fungi. So we can see a lot of fungal infections, right, in both in humans as well as in agriculture. So we do see a lot of fungal infections that happens in agriculture as well. So yes, fungi is the microbiologists who are studying about fungi are called mycologists. The next is the parasitologists. So these microbiologists, they would be specialists in studying the relationship between parasites and the host, how different parasites are affecting the host. So one such example would be malaria, right? So the next is clinical microbiologist. So these microbiologists, they would mostly be associated with hospitals or with clinics, right? So they are mostly in the medical field, and they would help in diagnosing any particular disease or pathological observation of these microbes when it is causing any disease. Next is environmental microbiologist, as we saw in the previous slide as well, where microbes play a very crucial role in environmental aspects of our life. So there the environmental microbiologists have a very good demand. And next is the industrial biologist, mostly in the field of bioprocess or even pharmaceutical industries. So these are different industrial microbiologists that you will find. The next that we're going to talk about is what are the career opportunities after MSc in microbiology, right? So first, let us look at the core career opportunities. That is, the first is you could be a researcher. That is, if you're interested in going ahead and doing a research in microbiology, the basic research in microbiology, then yes, you can do that in any institution or university that focuses on microbiology. Next is you can be a food technologist or a microbiologist or into diagnostics, that is the medical field, where we saw that how a microbe, detecting whether the microbe is responsible for the disease or not. Next is on biosafety in any company. So this basically involves more of regulation. So if you are an expert who know about all the techniques and of isolating and of growing these microbes and also in detection of these microbes, then yes, you can be involved in forming the regulations that are necessary when working with these microbes. The next is quality control, which is again in many of the companies that use microbes in their processes. So here you will be also dealing with a few good manufacturing practices and documentation and working on a day-to-day basis about the quality of the product that comes out of that particular company. So that is where quality control comes into picture. So these are the core career opportunities that you can get if you have finished MSc in microbiology. Now, let us also look at a few non-core opportunities, right? So the first will be a scientific writer. So what is a scientific writer? If you are very good at writing and you want to pursue that as a career option, then yes, you can go ahead and become a scientific writer, where you will be an expert in that field and you will know how to technically write, how to technically put down the the information for the public. So it could be newspaper, it could be a magazine, it could even be for scientific journals, right? So that is what a scientific writer would do. The second is you can be a patent lawyer. So these patent lawyers are specially necessary in the case of in private companies as well as for law firms. So whenever a company comes out with an invention and they need expert advice who both have some knowledge on the technical knowledge that is in microbiology as well as knowledge in the law. So yes, to pursue this particular career, you need to have a little bit of law background as well. So a few courses, a few short courses are necessary for you to complete. The next is science education. So if you're interested in taking forward the education, say you can do your PhD or postdoc and then enter the teaching field in a university or even in a school if you are into a basic education, right? Or you can also get into museums or government institutes and government agencies where you can go ahead and you can pursue your science education. So these are the different core as well as non-core opportunities that's available for a MSc microbiology student. Next is, let's look at a list of companies as well as institutes where you can go ahead and work if you have finished MSc in microbiology, right? So the first is pharmaceutical industries. So a few pharmaceutical industries that are there in India are Dr. Reddy's, Sun Pharma, right? Novo Nordisk, Lupin, Panacea, Paraxil, GSK, Johnson & Johnson, Sanofi, and AstraZeneca. Next is few biotechnology companies, so such as Biocon, Novozymes, Syngene, Icon, PPD, Cleantech, and Medpace. So these are the different biotechnology companies where if you have finished your microbiology, you can go ahead, apply and work there. Next is a few laboratories. So a laboratory such as Samilab, Sigma, right, Biocare Research, and SRL Diagnostics. So these are the different laboratories that work on microbiology. Next is the research organizations. If you are interested in pursuing research in microbiology, then there are various microbiology associated government labs itself, such as CSIR labs, ICAR labs, IISCR labs, IITs, IISc, and also FSSAI, which particularly focuses on the food, right? So these are the different research organizations. So there are various labs in CSIR, various labs in ICAR, and you can look at what you want to do, which location and your particular research area that you're interested in, and you can choose which lab you want to work with. Next is the environmental agencies. That is, if you want to become an environmental microbiologist, then what are the different agencies that you can see for? The first is the CPCB, that is Central Pollution Control Board, or you can also look at various state pollution control boards. The next is Chilika Development Authority, so Chilika Lake, which is present in Orissa. Next is the Gujarat Energy Research and Management Institute. So these are the various agencies, environmental agencies that are looking for microbiology student. And if you are interested in pursuing your career in environmental microbiology, then these are the agencies that you can see. So the next that we are going to see are a few food industries, right, like Amul, Cafe Coffee Days, Suguna Foods, Heritage Foods, McCain, and Mars Inc. So these are different food companies that employ microbiologists. Next is beverage industries such as Coca-Cola, Tata Tea, PepsiCo, South Seas Distillers, and breweries. So these are the different beverages industries also. So food and beverage industry also do employ microbiologists because they have to take care of the safety of the food and about the quality of the food as well. So microbiologists are in great demand, especially in food and beverage industries. The next is the chemical industries. So a few chemical industries such as Pidilite Industries, Tata Chemicals, Aarti Industries, and India Glycols. So these are the different chemical industries in India which are looking for microbiologists. So if you are interested in any of these chemical industries, then you can pursue your career from there. The next is agricultural departments such as DuPont India, National Agro Industry, PI Industry, and Chemin Industry. So these are the different industries. In the case of agriculture, we saw how microbiology is important for agriculture as well, right? So these are the different agricultural departments that you can be a part of if you are passionate for doing something for agriculture as a microbiologist. Now, after microbiology, the next topic that we are going to talk about is bioinformatics, right? Now, what is bioinformatics and what are the career options that's available in bioinformatics? What are the companies that are giving opportunities for bioinformaticians? So these are what we are going to see in this particular section, right? So first of all, bioinformatics is an interdisciplinary research field, right? So it's an interdisciplinary research when it comes to a culmination of biology, of basic biology, of molecular biology, of computers, right, as well as statistics. So it's a culmination of all these fields, and it's an interdisciplinary research, right? So it's basically the use of information technology in molecular biology. So bioinformatics is a field that has come up very recently, just 20 years back, when the Human Genome Project the Human Genome Project was completed. So only after that, bioinformatics itself picked up to the next scale. So yes, it's a very emerging field right now. It's growing very rapidly. So having said that, let us see what are the different fields that's available in bioinformatics. So bioinformatics is used in all of these fields, right? In agriculture, in biotechnology, in human health, in producing molecular drugs, right? In environment, energy, as well as medical analysis. So although we saw that bioinformatics is something that has recently come up just 2 decades back, but still it has very wide application even today, right? So you can see how fastly it is booming, how emerging it is, because it can be related to any of the fields in life science or bioscience. So yes, so that is how it's a very booming industry. Next, what are the career opportunities after you do MSc in bioinformatics? So the first is the bioanalytics, or we can call as bioinformatician. The next is clinical pharmacologist, where you will be involved with the hospitals or clinics and you'll be working with the medical professionals. Next is a computational chemist, where you will mostly be involved in drug development. That is mostly to see how a drug behaves with that particular disease protein moiety. So such things you will be studying. The next is database design and maintenance. So this is more related to computer field or IT field, right? So database in the sense the bioinformatic database. So how will you design it and maintain it? The next is proteomics, that involves the study of 3D structure of proteins. Next is pharmacogenomics. So pharmacogenomics is a field where it's a very upcoming field which is about designing drugs, particularly related to a person's genes. So it is designing the drug on the basis of the person's genes. So that is what is pharmacogenomics. Then pharmacology, and then the sequence assembly and sequence analysis, which is mostly used for protein structure prediction. For protein prediction, as well as the structure and functional studies, right? So sequence assembly and sequence analysis is used for this particular thing. Then of course the informatics developer, which is again more related to the computer field. Now, what are the companies and institutes in India that you can go ahead and apply and get a job if you are a bioinformatician? So the first is the pharmaceutical industry. We saw how bioinformatics helps in drug discovery and development, right? So of course, all the pharmaceutical industries do employ bioinformaticians. For example, Dr. Reddy's, Novo Nordisk, Lupin, Panacea, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson's and GSK, right? The next is biotechnology companies like Biocon, Novozymes and Syngene. So even in these big companies, computational chemists or computational biologists are very much in demand. The next is research organizations. So this is especially if you are interested in pursuing bioinformatics as a research field, then there are various labs associated with these government research institutes. So you can go ahead and apply for a research position in these organizations if you are a bioinformatician. Next are few of the bioinformatics specific companies in India that have come up, which focuses especially on bioinformatics, right? So the various companies are Strands, Zcode Life, Clever Gene, BD Biosciences, Rasa Life Science Informatics, Array Gen, BrainPan Innovation Private Limited, Genomics Central, Biobase, CLC Bio India, Jubilant Life Sciences, Ocumum Biosolutions, Bionome, Mylan, as well as Carino. So these are just few of the companies that I've listed here. There are various startups, there are various well-established companies also in India which are focusing specially in bioinformatics, right? So if you are somebody who are interested in computer science and biology, then this is a field that you can take up. Next, what are we going to see next is the most important question that we are going to answer today, that is microbiology versus bioinformatics. Well, to be frank, this is definitely not a competition between the two fields, because these two fields have promising career opportunities in whatever they do. We saw what are the different companies, what are the different, career growth, career opportunities that are there in both of these fields. So yes, it is a fact that there is no competition between the two. They are well established career options by themselves. So what is the deciding factor for you to choose which branch you want to take up? Well, it is about your interest. It all depends on your interest. If you're somebody who does not like computer science at all, but you like all the lab work, and you don't like computer work, you don't like working with computers or reading all the the languages and developing algorithm and database and everything, then yes, go for microbiology. But if you are somebody who really wants to learn it, wants to apply the the field of computer science in biology, then yes, bioinformatics should be your option. Having said that, it's always advisable to go for an interdisciplinary research or interdisciplinary career of both microbiology as well as bioinformatics, so that you have a very promising future ahead, right? So if you are a microbiologist, then see if you can include a little bit of bioinformatics in your work. If you are a bioinformatician, see if you can go to wet lab and do a little bit of research in the wet lab and include that in your study. So such interdisciplinary work is going to definitely pay off. It is very well favored in case of both research as well as in industries. So yes, it's going to be a balance between the two. With this, we come to the end of this particular discussion. I'm sure it was super helpful for all those of you who are looking for a career in the life science. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you all until next video.